Welcome to ASI's Tuesday Morning Show, where ASI's most outspoken editors talk promo products. I'm Melinda Lagos, editor-in-chief of ASI's magazines, and Kathy Houston.
Yeah.
You're here this morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Got all your holiday shopping done?
No.
Okay.
No,
Any?
No.
Okay.
You haven't done any.
No, I put it off till the last minute. I'm in total denial about Christmas coming.
It will come.
And I'm having it.
It'll happen.
I know you're going to set
Ooh,
your...
what are you making?
She's going to set her turkey on
Turkey.
fire.
I'm going to set it on fire like I do every year. It tastes delicious.
I think, did
And
your
then we'll end up with
mother-in-law say
pizza.
you use too much grease? Is
Too
that-
much. Yeah, there's too much grease in my gravy.
Yeah.
And I tell her to go into the family room and retire with her martini. And keep quiet.
That seems like a good plan.
You know what? I need to be
Merry
invited
Christmas to all.
to Christmas at the Houstons. That
We all
sounds
have
like
our
a
issues.
blast.
Andy, I believe, who does not like seafood, has to go to a Seven Fishes dinner
it's
for
awful.
for
good.
Christmas
oh my
Eve.
God, Christmas Eve is just. Oh,
Yes, and it's in an apartment.
it's not anymore. It's
Oh,
in a
it
house
used to be
now.
an apartment. When you would
Um,
complain that there were seven fishes
Smelling
cooked
up
in
the
a
apartment?
small apartment.
It's purely awful. I mean, it's just there are people who love it, and including my wife.
Isn't it like a
And
Polish thing?
It's
Italian.
an Italian thing.
Oh, Italian thing. Because
Yeah.
my friend's family does it.
Yeah, my wife is Italian, and so her family's done this their whole lives. And yeah, it's the Seven Fishes dinner on Christmas Eve, and man, does it stink.
I would hate that too.
They
I'm
have
not
to
a
make
seafood either.
they have
Me
to
as
make
well.
like chicken cutlets for me, as if I'm
You
like
and
a
your
4-year-old.
Auntie and Jason get chicken
No,
nuggets.
Jason will eat this stuff. He'll
you have
eat
to
some of
sit
it.
in-
Yeah. Oh, my
That's the
first my
worst.
first
That's the
Christmas
only
with
one.
them, they put this bowl of bacala right in front of me. I almost puked on the spot. I tried it.
That's the
I
only one I
tried
don't
it
like.
because you're the new boyfriend with the family or whatever.
And did you say,
I almost I could not mask.
Delicious.
I could not mask the problem. I had to spit it out. 'cause
You-
Otherwise,
you
it
can't
was
say
co-
that. It's
it
going
was
to keep
going to
floating
come
on.
up.
Andy really likes that. Make sure we get that for him every year.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your
And-
favorite?
Joe Haley,
You.
do you have anything you don't like around the holidays? Are you,
Burnt turkey.
bah humbug like
No.
Kathy and Andy?
No, we have an open house. We
That's
have a lot of
because you have an
fun.
open house that serves lots of alcohol on your Christmas.
Yes, everyone's,
That's
everyone's
That's
happy.
the kind of Christmas Eve I need, as opposed to walking into a house and being
Full of
like
fish.
thrown
There's an-
seven fishes.
There's
in
an
my
open
face.
invitation. We have no fishes. None. Not even shrimp on Christmas Eve.
That's
So
great.
if any of us came up, you'd be happy to see us?
Yeah,
Of
absolutely.
Or
course he
you be
would.
like-
He'd be drunk.
All right,
No,
well,
anyone's invited. Anyone's
I'm
invited.
coming.
we have a
Use
great
it
show
as a
for
great
you today.
excuse to get the hell out of there.
Since it's the end of the year, everyone is focused on planning for 2015. If you have any planning tips or want to tell us what's in store for your company, what you're going to be doing differently in 2015, or have any questions related to business planning, call us at 215-953-4979. Joe, if we put you on the air today, I assume that you're eligible for our brand spanking new ASI Radio prize pack.
Correct. The best call or email or Facebook comment
message.
we get, we'll get the ever-growing prize pack that includes a
Customized chocolate.
customized chocolate. Andy's got it right there. He's doing his There you go. We also have a cord untangler, Andy. Cord
Ooh,
untangler.
cord untangler.
We have a silicone phone wallet.
Silicone phone wallet.
And we have the 5-in-1 charger,
Woohoo.
buddy.
Wow. That was great, Andy. That was really
And
good.
a $25 Visa gift card to boot, right?
Absolutely.
There
Why
we go.
not? Just give away the store, Joe. All right. So call us 215-953-4979. And we'll put you on there, and we can talk about business planning for 2015. Joe, what else is on tap for today's show?
Oh, well, we're going to look at how to train your customers. We also have marketing tactics that stand the test of time. We have notes to write that can change your life.
Ooh.
Your
Wow,
life,
what
Andy.
kind of notes
Like
are
love
those?
notes?
We have, we're about to get into to show season, so we have the most annoying airline passengers.
Oh,
We're going to look at how to
I
handle.
could add some to that.
They might
sorry.
have yours in there.
You might be
You
one of
think
them.
I'm in there, or they might have some of my annoying passengers?
Correct.
Oh,
They might have some of your.
We'll
annoying
wait and
guests.
see.
Because I might be in there too.
Yeah, the guy who smells like seven fishes.
All right.
All right. We have our favorite things, but let's start it off in the industry news in 60 seconds. Go,
That was
Andy.
good, Kathy. Way to go.
you.
All right, we begin this morning with industry supplier news. The Magnet Group announced last week that it has created a partnership with fellow supplier Castelli. The two will form a new supplier company that will be known as Castelli, a division of the Magnet Group. Each side will own 50% of the new company, and Castelli president Fran Ford will remain in charge of the company. More top 40 supplier news now. Landco confirmed to Counselor last week that it has parted ways with its founder and former CEO, Brian Landau. Landco President Scott Slade wouldn't comment on the circumstances of Landau's departure, but said that Landco is growing by double digits this year. General economic news now. U.S. small business owners are feeling increasingly positive about the economy, according to a new survey. Optimism last month was at the highest level in nearly 8 years, with owners anticipating strong sales growth in 2015, according to data from the National Federation of Independent Business. More economic news now. Consumer sentiment is mirroring that of small businesses. Declining gas prices and increased prospects for jobs and wages drove consumer confidence to an 8-year high in December, according to the Consumer Sentiment Index prepared by Thomson Reuters and the University of Michigan. Analysts expect that positivity to translate into brisk sales this holiday season. And finally, make sure to check out the latest episode of the Joe Show and Promogram today. Joe, what's hot for today?
Well, I told you I was going to do it. It's on cold and flu season, so I
All
have
right.
5 different types of hand sanitizer.
5 different types. Very
Are
important
they
in the
flavors?
winter months.
No,
Hand
one.
sanitizer?
You don't eat though.
No, you don't
There's
eat.
scents.
Well,
No,
one
I
of them
mean
had a
scents.
scent. One of them had a scent yesterday. That when I
One of them had a scent.
ordered it.
We're
All
not sure
right.
what kind of scent, but one of them. Make sure to check that out and more in
It was a
Counselor
floral
Promogram
scent.
today.
It was floral.
Thank you, Andy Coe. Now we have our friend Leighton Lee from ETS Express on the line with our ASI Radio Product Safety Minute. Good morning, Leighton.
Good morning, everyone. I am chuckling here, sitting in my den, listening to this whole thing about 7 fishes, and my stomach is churning.
Do you want to get an invite to Andy's family party?
I will
Just-
pass.
I'll invite you, but don't come.
How about my burnt turkey party, Leighton?
That I'll take.
Okay.
Or you could have Joe's drinking party.
I
Winner.
7 scotches.
Christmas dinner.
7
Oh,
scotches.
we got scotch.
Work with that one. All right. Well, I think that the whole thing about planning for next year, the intro about business planning. I have a question for everyone that's listening today. Does your company have a product compliance program for 2015? This is an important question. I think everyone needs to ask themselves. All the end buyers this year in 2014 have ramped up their compliance requirements, and we have to be ready for next year. Product safety, product compliance, regulatory compliance, all that has been pretty much buttoned down by most big end buyers, and it's pushed up pressure down to distributors, which also pushes pressure down to suppliers. But for next year, I think there's going to be a very, very big trend with social compliance. And why is that? It's been about a year and a half now since the Bangladesh catastrophes, the fires, the factory collapses, and so forth. And it takes about a year or a year and a half for all of those catastrophes to roll down into the industry. People are more cognizant of those dangers and the deaths and the abuses in those factories. So I have seen a major trend of end buyers starting to do factory audits and requiring compliance of factory working conditions, wage and hour and labor and overtime, health benefits, and so on and so forth. I'm going to start the new year in a few weeks with a small checklist of things and best practices that all of us can implement for 2015. But I want today's session just to raise the awareness that we need to kick it up a notch for next year. And with that, I hope all of you kick it up for a notch for your holiday celebrations, and a happy New Year if we don't talk to you.
Thank you very much. That's great advice from Leighton Lee from ETS Express. Now we're going to take your calls. Keeping along the theme of planning, we want to hear what plans you have to grow your company in 2015, or any questions you have about planning for the new year. So give us a call, 215-953-4979. And of course, if we put you on the air, you will be eligible to win our ASI Radio prize pack. On line 1, we have Hannah. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
How are you, Hannah?
I'm great.
Good.
I hear you guys talk about trade shows a lot, but I've never actually been to one. And I was just wondering if you could, give me some of the benefits of going, and should I consider going next year?
Absolutely. Hannah, you're missing out, isn't she, Joe?
She absolutely is. There's a lot of great things there. First, you got the education, especially at the ASI shows. We have a great education package.
Yeah, we have an education day the day before the 2 trade show show days with literally 100-ish classes that you could take, whether you're a new distributor or we have an intermediate and advanced tracks. We have a technology track, a track for owners. You want to take advantage of that. And on the show days, on the show floor, we have education going all day long. Joe, I think you're even teaching a class this year.
I am about creating videos on the trade show floor and how you can stay top of mind with your clients, even though you're out of the trade show.
And then, of course, we have the trade show exhibits, the great time to meet new suppliers and see all of the new products they have. Andy, what do you think? What are the benefits for attending a trade show?
Well, besides the education that you guys are talking about, I think that the big thing is the ability to, in one place, plan out promotions for the year. Especially at the beginning of the year, you can plan out, if you know things that clients are doing in the upcoming quarter or 2 quarters, then that's, specific things, but you'll see new products that might give you ideas for later in the year as well. The key is, I think that the most successful distributors at trade shows are the ones that come with a plan. They're not just, going up and down the aisle trying to just only see what the latest product is, but to speak to the suppliers that they work with most frequently, to come with ideas for campaigns that your clients are going to be running in the coming months, and then talking to suppliers about creative ways that you can approach those campaigns. Suppliers have great ideas, and they're all there in one place. Great ideas for how their products can be used in various campaigns. So if you have an education market client or a manufacturing client or a healthcare client, and you know that they have this event or product launch coming up, then talk to suppliers about it and see what you can do as far as offering some creative ideas. I think that's the best way to approach the floor.
One of the other benefits, too, is the opportunity to network, not just with suppliers as a distributor, but with other distributors. It's a pretty friendly industry. There's a lot of friendly competition out there. You can just hit them up for a variety of ideas, brainstorm with them. A lot of the opportunities are social events that, you can go participate in. The Wiz of the Gala at the ASI shows.
And speaking of social events, Joe,
yes?
I believe that everyone in this room is going to be hosting one of our new ASI clubs that's going to debut in Orlando and be at every show this year. We have a dining club, which Kathy and Joe are going to be hosting.
Come and eat with us.
And
7 fishes.
You sign up in advance. There are not 7 fishes. Don't scare people away. But you're going to eat at tapas at a local hotspot, and you get a great chance to meet people and have a nice dinner.
Right.
Andy and I are hosting. This is a good name, my favorite, the Good Spirits Club. In Orlando, which is basically a drinking club. We're going to be trying out, various beverages in all the show cities. And in Orlando, we are going to have a martini tasting at a local hotspot. So anyway, go to asishow.com, find out more about the clubs, and of course, about all the shows.
Yeah.
All right, Lindsay. No, that's not Lindsay. That's Hannah. Hannah. Sorry, had the wrong card. Thanks for calling. I hope that gives you some ideas. And stay on the line for ASI Radio prize pack. On line 3, we have Jeremy. Good morning, Jeremy.
Yeah, good morning. I had a question actually for Andy, because I know he does stuff on this. What are some markets that I should, I've heard or read in Counselor, what are some new markets I should target in 2015?
New markets, Andy.
That's a great question. New is the problem.
Emerging? Maybe emerging markets?
Were you trying to clarify our caller's question?
No, I'm trying to help you.
trying to help me waste
Clarify
time.
your thoughts.
first, let me start with some traditional markets that I think could be
heating up.
important for all distributors, and that's healthcare, financial, education. Healthcare being the number one. That market, there's so many subsets of it. If you're looking for new markets, a subset of the healthcare market is that's really been burgeoning is like home healthcare. That's become a big sector in the economy, and it's one that is fairly new in the sense of the amount of services that can be offered at home now. So that's one to look at. It's kind
What
of a
about
subset of a
long-term care?
bigger. Yeah, that as well. I mean, the healthcare market, as the boomer generation ages, the healthcare market will only become more important, and that's sort of what we're seeing right now. Other emerging markets, I would focus on technology. Certainly, tech. There's so many sectors of it, but we're seeing clients in the technology market that are very creative with their use of promo products, and that's something that I would certainly, if there's any tech companies in your area, talk to them about what they're doing with their upcoming product launches or events. And along those lines, I would say one of the most important emerging markets is the live event market. Companies in every sector, both consumer and business to business, have really ramped up their use of live events in the past few years, and that's for everything. They've just come to the realization that the kind of one-to-one marketing that live events gives them is really important, and it's something that they've been taking advantage of. So I would talk to clients about any kind of live events that they're either taking part in, or maybe that you can even help produce for them. That's something that distributors can get involved in.
Kathy, I know you've covered all the markets that Andy's addressed and advantages.
Right.
Any other ones that people should be keeping an
Yeah,
eye
I
on?
would say that you should check out our new sales boost section in advantages. Every month we have target this niche, and it's lesser known niches or lesser explored niches. For example, upcoming in February we have swim clubs. Now you might not think of that.
Swim
but
clubs.
they're
I like swim clubs.
Yeah, you belong to one. Don't you?
Yes, I do.
But anyway, it's like really kind of a burgeoning industry. Pets are always a perennial favorite because people spend big bucks on their pets. Spas and
I'm
salons.
learning that.
So, yeah, with what's her name?
Clara.
Clara. I was going to say Lucy.
No, I don't have a Lucy.
But anyway, so I would say to check out that section because every month we explore a different niche that's lesser
All
known.
right.
Yeah.
Check out Sales Boost. Also, guys, obviously the job market is continuing to heat up a little. Do we think that HR recruiting is a big area?
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That and alternative energy.
Alternative energy. Absolutely.
Good idea, Joe.
All right. All right. Hope that gives you some ideas. Thank you for calling Jeremy and stay on the line for your ASI Radio prize pack. We're going to pause for a message from today's show sponsor. And when we return, I want to know the 5 notes to write that can change your life. Don't you guys want to know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.
At ASI, we know that education is the key to success, so we're excited to announce our newly reimagined online learning center. Log in and test the all-new intuitive interface. Share photos, stories, and communicate with other ASI members who are learning along with you. Expand your knowledge with wikis, discussion boards, and more than 350 courses, which include valuable marketing and sales information. And for your convenience, the Online Learning Center now uses a single sign-on access like your other ASI services. Best of all, it's free. Become an industry expert and see what's new on the ASI Online Learning Center at www.asicentral.com/online learning.
Welcome back to ASI's Tuesday morning show. So in business, communication is very important, and apparently there are notes that you can write in business that will change your life. Joe, what are they? Are these love notes?
No, they're not love notes, but there are 5 of them.
Because those could change your life.
I'd say so.
They could. The first one I say is write a thank you note to someone who believed in you. So a lot of times, that person doesn't realize how much they've helped you through your career, and it's nice for them to receive that note, and also it's very cathartic.
Andy,
to
you're
the
nodding.
writer.
You're nodding your head. Have you written a note to someone who's believed in you?
Sure.
Really?
Sure.
Okay, I haven't. I mean,
Nobody's ever believed in you, Joe.
Thank you, Kathy.
No, I think that is a
not
good
nice.
thing.
I'm kidding.
That is a good thing, and
Absolutely.
you should acknowledge.
Well, imagine
people.
if you got the note from someone,
Yeah.
like that. Thank you.
It makes you
That
feel
would-
good.
Yeah,
It'd be
absolutely.
nice.
Write an apology to a person you let down.
Oh,
And
That's a little different.
You can write that apology, and it could be something that happened like a year ago, 2 years ago. A lot of people hold on to these things. So, again, it's cathartic for you to release that. The one caveat here is just don't follow your apology with a disclaimer, such as don't say,
Like blame?
I'm sorry, but I was really mad because you.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry I
backhanded
blubbed you,
apology.
but I do think you were all, out of line too. So,
But also,
What if you don't know?
what do you mean you don't know?
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. What if you don't
you
know
can't write an
that
apology if you
right,
don't know
that's
that
why
you
I said it
upset
doesn't
someone.
matter. But I think that's part of the problem is people don't always
Right.
know the impact that they have on others. That's not what you were saying.
So if you think you let someone
if
down,
you actually know.
and don't know for sure, don't write the letter. Write a note of congratulations. A lot of times people pat someone on the back, hey, you did a good job, or congratulations on that, on that promotion.
My mom always sends me those for even little things. And the girls, like,
Ah.
they have
Oh,
a good
that's nice.
basketball game. She'll write them a note.
This-
It's like, no one ever does it. It's really nice.
This says you don't have to know the person. If a new author and you read their book, get the contact information, send them a note, congratulating them on such a great book, and tell them how it impacted you. It says just make sure you don't follow your congratulations with some sort of request. Like, oh, I read your book. It's great.
Can I
It
have
was
23
wonderful.
copies?
Yeah, can I have copies of that? Can you sign this for me? Do you need a personal assistant
Well, right.
that they can help
That's
you
a
with?
veiled. Yeah, that's no good.
Write an offer to help someone. A lot of times people don't ask for help. Like, well, I need help with that. But if you can sit there and say, if you need help with anything, you got this big project coming on. I'm here to lend a hand however you want me to lend a hand. So people like that.
But
And-
then actually be willing to lend that hand.
yeah,
Well,
Like
yeah.
if you
well,
say
absolutely.
I'm here to help however you want, then actually you have to be there ready to help however they want.
Write an unexpected compliment. So you're writing someone a compliment for whatever reason, It's just it says here, expected feels good, unexpected makes a huge and lasting impact.
Kathy, you look adorable today.
Now you have
Oh,
to
thank
put
you.
put
I
that
have
in
a
writing.
question.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Does this work in email format, or do you have to handwrite them?
It doesn't say if it works in email or
Because
not.
I email people all the time with compliments and things.
Oh, here it is. Writing a note, especially a handwritten note, can be even more
All
powerful.
right, so I gotta start leaving
So
handwritten notes
start
for everyone.
writing them. But the thing is,
yeah,
it says,
I think an email still can be good in the
Impactful.
sense
It
that
is.
in the
Yeah.
sense
It's
that
just a
it makes
handwritten
people
note
happy.
is even more rare these
Yeah.
days.
right,
It
and,
is.
and the thing with the handwritten note, a lot of times people will keep them. And
Yeah.
they'll go back to them. They'll refer back because it makes them feel good.
Right, because you feel bad just throwing it away,
Right.
and you're not necessarily going to ever read that email again. You might not just trash it, but
Right.
you're probably not going back to it either. So yeah, I think that the handwritten note is good, but I wouldn't just push away the idea of using an email. It's anytime you can pat somebody on the back or write a nice note to somebody. If it's email, it's email.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I agree. Do you guys have any handwritten notes from famous people?
From famous people, Pat Kazikoff, she used to be one of our columnists.
She's famous.
I'm sorry, but who's that?
She used to be one of our columnists, and I had interviewed her, and then she followed up with a handwritten note that, she goes, "It's a great interview. Keep up your interrogation skills. It's good in a police state."
Interrogation.
It was very comical.
What kind of
Detective Haley.
what
I
kind of
thought-
line of questioning
It was
there?
just a simple either market feature or product feature. I just thought it was pretty funny, so I kept it.
Wow.
But from a famous
I have
person,
a note
no.
from Laura Bush because she spoke at the Women's Summit we did a
Ah.
few years ago, and I have that up in my office.
She's a
because
class act.
She is.
Yes.
I really liked her.
Nice.
All right. So we've all experienced the pleasures of air travel. Joe.
Oh, it's me again.
Joe, but I think
I
You
just
have-
think Joe has the most rants
You
on
have
this
the best
topic.
topic.
I think
Yeah.
we all can contribute to this discussion, though. Here are some annoying airline passengers. Let's see if we've encountered them, or maybe we have some stories of our own.
Okay,
Joe, what do you have?
so the industry's about to hit the airways, right? Airways, air traffic, not airways. They're not all having radio.
We're on the
shows.
airways now.
We're gonna be flying to many cities. So here they are, okay? And this is in descending order. The first one is the rear seat kicker.
Oh yeah, there's that.
And not so much kicking, it's the person that puts their foot in like the small of that, back, you feel it, and they just push. And the next one is the inattentive parent. So the parent that's flying with their
It
kid
is
and they have
annoying.
no idea what their kid is doing, how they're bothering other people.
Do you say something to the inattentive parent?
I don't think you have the time. It's inattentive. It's just you can't. It's hard to control a
They
little
can't
kid on
do
the
anything.
plane.
They
you
give
know,
up.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't
Right.
say anything because
But
I,
if they've given up, That's the problem.
Well, I mean,
that's
if
why they're inattentive.
If they're sleeping and the kid's running around the plane, that's
I
why.
had- I
Well,
had-
there are people who just give up because they know their kids are crazy.
But
and
like, if
it's
your
like,
kid,
that's
there's no-
not
if the
okay.
baby is crying inconsolably, and the parent's been trying for half an hour, I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I think
Yeah, right.
I think I'm less talking about babies
Okay.
that can't
Okay.
really be
Right.
Controlled. Yeah,
controlled
because I feel
necessarily.
sorry for those
Yeah,
kids.
I feel
little
sorry for
toddler.
that. But if there's a 4-year-old that's kicking the back of a
Right.
chair,
Right. Well,
you need to
4-year-old
watch.
can follow some directions.
Yeah,
All right, ready?
yeah.
Next.
The aromatic person.
Ugh.
Stinky.
Andy.
Stinky. As you look at Andy.
I am definitely not stinky,
No, you're not.
This is the one
but
that
that's
Heavy
that's
perfume.
awful.
Come on.
Ugh.
Don't wear heavy perfume
No.
on a plane.
Right.
Shower. Wear deodorant. Come on. Right?
well, the heavy perfume thing though is real.
No,
That
it's
is
a
real.
huge thing.
People
I get a sore
and
throat.
cologne. It's not just women; it's cologne too on men. The you get on an airplane and that doesn't go anywhere.
No.
You know,
It's
but
awful.
they put the same amount on every day. It's just too much every day.
Yeah.
Now they're stuck in a thing that has no air in it.
And I've been with women on planes who have started to paint their nails. And nail
Oh,
polish
that's
is
not
very
good.
yeah, but it's happened more than once. Nail polish is again, it's another one of those things that in close quarters is not.
I was
good.
once near a guy who was clipping his fingernails
Oh,
on an
Jesus.
airplane. Thankfully, I wasn't next to the guy, but I was like the row away, and I'm looking, I'm giving him the stink eye, like, "What are you doing?"
I have you beat because I was next to a tooth flosser once.
Oh,
and
that's gross.
Things were flying out of her mouth, and it was making that
Throw up.
that clicking sound.
So-
Anyway,
We
go ahead,
were
Joe.
going to Dallas, I think it was, and Michelle was sitting just across the aisle from me, and the woman in the middle seat decided to breastfeed her daughter, who was about 4 years old. She was about 4 years old. This is God's honest truth.
Michelle does not deal well
And
with
I'm
things
like, look,
that.
Michelle, I'm like, look at this. And she turns and goes, oh, she was appalled. Then the woman proceeded to fall asleep on Michelle's shoulder. She's sleeping there. I took a picture. I pulled out my phone and took a picture of it. I'm like, sometime Karma comes back for a little visit, doesn't she?
Do you know what I hate? I hate the
fantastic.
people that sit next to you that automatically assume that they get both the armrests.
Yes.
The armrest hog.
Yeah.
Ah.
Is that on there?
Yes, it is.
That annoys
How about
me.
the audio insensitive person? It's either there's too much talking or the music is too
The
loud. It's like,
headphones are loud.
I don't
yeah.
need to hear your music, dude. Turn
Yep.
it down. The boozer?
Joe?
No. I sat next to someone on the way home from Orlando who had been in the bar drinking beers and drank beer in the whole flight, and it's just like the beer breath just kept coming right in my face. It was awful.
I don't mind
That's brutal.
boozers normally, especially when you're
'Cause
coming
they
back
sleep.
from Vegas. They fall. They're exuberant for the first 15 minutes of the flight,
And then
and then
they're
they
out.
sleep the whole way home. So I'm okay with drinkers.
There's a chatty Kathy.
Oh,
I hate this one.
You know what though?
It was Kathy with the C.
Let
So,
me stop on the chatty Cathy. Really freaking annoying.
yeah.
well, yeah. 'cause
Really?
You don't like
Shut
people in
up.
general.
Yeah.
That's
Just
why you
stop
bring your
talking.
headphones.
That's why you put your earbuds in right
No.
away. You read the magazine, and when people, especially when you're flying on Southwest, because it's open seating, when they look at you, always look up like you're annoyed. It's like, I'm not sitting next to that guy. He looks pissed
I
off.
immediately give off the vibe. I don't want to interact with anybody. It
But it doesn't
works.
always work, does it?
No, it does work.
Really?
Nobody interacts with me, and it's
Well,
great.
who would want to?
Precisely. Who would want to? I don't.
mean,
want,
and I've seen Joe.
I hate
He
hate the small talk on airplanes. There's nothing I detest more than the guy sitting next to you. Oh, you're traveling on business? Shut up. Yes, I'm
Sometimes
traveling
it's
on
fine.
business.
You're sounding a little.
Sometimes it's
I don't
fun.
Old
care.
man
I
angry.
don't want. I don't care to have that conversation.
Now, and Joe, I'm going to call your bluff for a minute because you say that you don't want to talk to people and you do all this. However, I know that you have a soft spot in your heart for old, lonely men who start talking.
or women.
Because it reminds you
Older
of your parents and you talk to them.
For-
So
for-
you actually are nice, even though you sound like you're being mean.
Yes, older people who travel by themselves, I do have a soft spot. Because I fear if that's my dad over in an airport, I would hope that someone would talk to him,
See, Andy?
and not sit there and look so lonely. But I talked to
That's
this
a
guy-
little different.
I talked to a guy
I
in
might
Florida.
actually
He
talk
was a
to that
Marine
guy,
who
too.
was in World War II. His stories were incredible. How about the carry-on baggage offender?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
like
they're
them either.
annoying.
Like, really? And I almost got into it coming
Don't
home
like
from
them.
Chicago one year when I had to check
But they're
at the
very
door,
popular now.
and people have backpacks up in the overhead, and they didn't put them on. And it's like I could have got my thing up there if they just put theirs on the overhead. I was mad, and so I made that call. So we're about to take off, and I was very low. I was talking. The people next to me heard me, and they confronted me as we got off the plane.
What happened?
she came over. She was, I don't know who you think you are. We paid the same amount ticket for amount for our ticket that you did. If
This
we wanna put our-"
confrontation happened like hours after the fact.
after we got off the plane. And I'm like,
They stewed for like
yeah,
3
I'm
hours.
I'm like, that's great. And I see her husband look, and all of a sudden the husband comes over. I'm like, just get out of my face. I said, I don't care. Just get out of my face. Oh, who do you think you are? Because I still had a suit on because we rushed to the airport. Who do you think you are, Mr. Important Business Traveler?
Did you say I'm the star of the Joe Show? I just did that conversation right
I
there.
told him to back off. It's like, really? It's
I
like,
have
you
heard
know,
that story before. I love the Mr. Important Business Traveler line. That is fantastic.
Here it is. It's the overhead bin inconsiderate. That's who that person is. It's like, really? It's like if I ever did that, if I had a small bag up there that could fit under, and someone has a bigger bag, I'll take it down and put it under. It was inconsiderate. And then there's the pungent foodies. The people who
The
bring
what?
that,
Well, yeah.
they bring like
Pungent foodies.
pungent foodies,
Yeah.
I
that
getcha,
stinky
yeah.
food. Back of the seat grabber, I love that when they have to get up.
Oh,
and then
what
they're
is
gonna,
wrong with
and
people
they're
with
going to
that?
catapult you. It's
Yeah.
like I'm going to go flying into the guy in front of me. The mad bladder. How about that one?
Well, you can't help that.
Oh, well, no, you can't.
No, it's
though.
the people up and down, up and down. It's like,
I
really?
was once
How big's your
sitting
bladder?
on a plane from Australia. How about this? From Sydney to LA, 14 hours. And the guy next to me sat at the window and decided to drink 14 Foster's lagers. Fosters. So those are like the giant cans of beer. And, at one point I wanted to sleep, and I just remember while I'm sleeping, someone jumping over me. He leapt over me like every half an hour to go potty.
Well,
So-
that's ridiculous.
And then there's
Yeah.
there's the seat back guy. That's the person in front of you puts the seat back. I don't mind that so much because the seats are meant
Because
to
you're
do that.
supposed to,
Yeah.
right?
But it's always like the people who do it in front of me always seem to do it with such force. It
Yeah,
scares
there
me.
is
Like,
some force that people go with.
how about the seat switcher?
Well, can we
What's
switch
wrong with
seats?
that?
I had someone, we were going out to
You
to
mean
Long
who
Beach.
asks you
Yeah.
to switch?
And someone
Yeah, I
asked
don't
if I could
particularly
switch
like
with
that.
his wife, and I look over and it's like she's got a middle seat.
Well, if they have a better seat, I
If
think
they have a better
that's-
seat,
it's okay
yes.
to ask.
She wanted me to switch from an aisle seat to a middle seat. I'm
No.
like,
Yeah, that's
I
a
said, I'm a
no-no.
nice guy, lady, but I'm not that nice.
No.
I actually said that.
All right, we're going to put these online because we are out of time. We have just
Wow,
enough.
we talked a lot.
We're actually going to
did.
overtime, but we have enough time to talk about our favorite products of the week in 30 seconds. Kathy, go.
Mine is a puzzle robot from Pro Innovative Inc. ASI 79840.
Ooh, that was on your hot deal. He's cute, that robot.
He's cute, isn't he?
Yeah.
You put the puzzle pieces together, then you wind him up, and he goes.
And then he just goes. Andy, what's your product?
Mine, it's never too early to be thinking about swag bags for golf tournaments that
It
come
is
up.
not
So
too
this is
early.
the Golf Cord Buddy. It keeps charging cords organized and off the floor and is in a golf theme. Check it out. It's from Dart Products, which is ASI 48500.
Joe, you're holding something green.
It's the fun party horn. It has
Ooh,
a
a
little
fun
lanyard
party
here.
horn.
You get it from Chilani Promotional Products.
Can you blow into it?
45100chilani.com, which you find them online. Take off your headphones. I'm not kidding.
And with that, we are out of time. Thanks for listening.
That is no
if you
joke.
can still hear.
Told you.
Wow. Oh, okay.